bizarre stories from the subscribers. Hello, Leo Augusto. My name is Emanuele, and today I'm here to tell a creepy story that happened to me in January of 2024. That month, my dad and I traveled to Argentina because his sister and nieces lived there. I admit I was excited, but at the same time a little sad because my mom didn't go with us, you know. Because she was afraid of flying, she was scared that thing would fall and kill everyone, so she let just us go because if it crashes, she won't die, right? Yeah. I remember well that we traveled on the 8th and came back on the 31st, but during that time, something happened that still makes me wonder if it was all just my imagination. We were staying at my aunt's house, you know, and it was really cool to spend time there. Except at bedtime, man. Her house had 3 bedrooms, one with a double bed, another with a single bed, and the last one with 2 single beds. My aunt and I slept in the room with those 2 single beds, right? Well, my dad stayed in the room with a single bed. It was late at night and I was still awake. While my aunt and my dad were snoring, I was calmly using my phone lying on the bed. Until at a certain moment I decided to turn off the device to try to sleep, right? Since it was already past 2 in the morning. Leo Augusto, as soon as I closed my eyes, I felt my bed shake a lot, as if there was an earthquake happening. But only the bed was shaking. I opened my eyes, scared, grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. But there was nothing. Even so, I decided to try to sleep again, even though I was sweating cold, right? Very safe. And it was at that moment, as soon as I closed my eyes again, that I felt someone sit on my bed. I jumped up terrified, turned on the flashlight, but there was no one there. Absolutely empty. After that, I ran to the bathroom and locked myself in there for about 10 minutes trying to calm down. I was only able to sleep around 7 in the morning when I was already exhausted. On the day we were going back to Brazil, while we were at the airport, I remembered that my aunt was a widow. Maybe, who knows, it could have been her husband's spirit. What if the spirit was there, sat down and lay next to her to be close to her, right? And I was in their way. All I know is that when I got home, I thanked God a lot for being back. And I hope I never go back to Argentina again. And that was it, Leo Augusto. Hello, Leo Augusto. I'm Caio, and I have a creepy story to tell you from school. I'll never forget that day. It was supposed to be just another normal recess at school. People sitting on the bench by the court, the boys playing soccer, the girls gossiping, and that usual group around the arm wrestling table. But it was on that day that I saw something that never left my mind. His name was Samuel. He was the strangest kid in our class. Not because he was weird or anything like that, but because of his arm, the right one to be more specific. It was disproportionate, man, to say the least. It wasn't just big, it was the kind of thing you look at and feel like something's wrong. Like that arm didn't belong to him. The veins were thick, they looked alive, and the skin had a weird texture. I was never able to describe it properly. But he always wore a loose shirt, so most people only noticed when he sat at the arm wrestling table and they saw that giant thing. And Samuel loved that. I think it was the only time he didn't try to hide his arm. He was unbeatable, man. And everyone loved cheering for him until Felipe showed up. Felipe was the new kid at school. Kinda cocky, you know. It seemed like he was gonna be the new little bully at school. He'd only been there a few weeks and already thought he was the king of the place. On recess day, he saw Samuel at that table, and out of nowhere, he started laughing. "What's that crap on your arm, man?" Samuel didn't answer. He just gave that kind of nervous smile of his and put his elbow on the table. That was his way of saying, "If you want to talk, come play." Felipe laughed again and sat down. I was right there in front watching everything, man. Oh, the bully is going to crush him, I'm sure. I bet my grilled cheese he's going to lose. They grabbed hands, and I swear I saw Samuel's arm move even before the table judge gave the signal. It wasn't him moving his arm, you know. It was like the arm was anxious. When the match started, Felipe even seemed to be doing well. He was pushing hard, leaning in, biting his lips. But Samuel just looked at him with a little smile. His arm didn't even shake. Then it happened. When he pressed hard, you could hear those dry cracks. Oh man, my arm. Felipe screamed, and his arm, my God, man, his arm was bent in a way I didn't even know was possible. The bone came out through the skin, and the blood started to run down the table.
But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was Samuel.
His arm changed. The veins were bulging, and it looked like his arm was bigger, man. More swollen. I swear, on everything that's sacred, I saw that arm pulsing like it was alive. Samuel was staring at his arm with wide eyes. He looked just as terrified as we were, man. But he wouldn't let go of Felipe's hand. It was like his arm didn't want to let go. Like he wants to get out of there, but his arm is stuck. That's crazy, right? That's when I realized, man, it wasn't just a normal arm. That was something else. Something that didn't belong to him. Something with a will of its own. The teacher came running, yelling, and finally Samuel let go of Felipe. He ran out of the court holding his arm with his other hand. No one could stop him. Felipe was taken to the hospital and they said he would need surgery, but no one talked about Samuel's arm. How do you explain something like that? After that day, he never came back to school. Some people said his parents took him out of there. After that day, arm wrestling was banned at school to avoid things like that happening again, man, like breaking someone else's arm. Man, do you think that arm wasn't really the kid's? Do you think he got that from a Crossroads pack? Because it clearly didn't belong to him. You couldn't see any stitching on his shoulder, right? But I wouldn't doubt that it could have been implanted there, man, like a Frankenstein. That's crazy, right? I'll never forget that day. Damn, man, he broke the thing right there. Look, it twisted the whole guy up, huh? That arm isn't natural. No way. What is he taking? Man, I released number 2 of Cartoon Cat vs. Siren Head. That fight is still going on, my friends. And we have many other titles at Leo's store on WhatsApp. Add this number, man, and I'll send you the full list of all of Leo's comics, alright? Merry Christmas to you all, and a Happy New Year. We're in this together. And if you want to send a story to appear in this segment here, just send it to this email, inscritosleo@gmail.com. Alright?